Hello, it's Dr. Rowe here. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered what would be good examples of good communication skills? If you're wondering that question, or you've been pondering on it, or you've been looking for it or searching for it, you've come to the right place, because actually it's a question that comes up more often than not. And that is, Dr. Rowe, give us some examples of good communication skills. Now, this is a big, broad question. And of course, it could be argued, well, it depends in what environment that you're in. Are you standing in front of a large audience? Are you a one-to-one in a meeting? Are you talking to your kids? Is it more intimate conversation? Is it a business meeting? But actually, irrespective of which environment you're communicating with or in, there's actually some really cool tools that you can implement very quickly that really help you communicate more effectively and get those good communication skills across. So I'm going to actually list 4 up here for you now. Those of you that know me well now have a whole system with 38 components. 38 components. So when people say, okay, give me some great communication skills, then actually I say, well, there's 38 of them. And they go, yeah, that's a bit too much, Dr. O. Can you simplify it? I can. So I'm going to put 4 up here. Now, they should come in sliding in from the left ear. Now, as I'm talking to you, bear in mind that I'm simplifying this down. So don't start thinking, oh my gosh, give me the rest, give me the rest. I've only got a few minutes to share with you, and I want to get the key ones across. The first one is this. You've got to have a clear message. So good communication skills mean, before you even start, knowing what the messages you want to get across. Remember, it's good communication skills. It's not overdoing my communication. It's not saturating it. It's not spewing on them. Communication skills. It's good communication skills. So that means having a clear message. When you go in to talk to somebody and they're listening to you, they're already processing lots of stuff. Their phone's going off. They've got maybe the kids in the background. They've got work stress or whatever it is on them. And you go in and maybe you're pitching an idea, or you want to present them with a new concept, or you might want to persuade them to do something, or you just want to have a catch up with them. And if you go in with too much information and it's overloading, they're not going to process it. And they're going to walk away and they might feel a bit fuzzy, not completely understanding what you're talking about, or not necessarily going away with the key message that you want to get across. So be absolutely clear on what the message is, or the key messages are that you want to get across. That's the first one. The second one on the screen over there is engagement. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Well, actually, engagement can have several things to it. Number one is your body language. Are you engaging them with your body language? So communication, the biggest impact of communication comes from our physiology. It's 60% of what we say and do is actually most impacted by our body language. So I can say something to you like, I'm really enjoying this presentation to you, even though it's 5 minutes. Or I can say, oh my God, I'm loving these 5 minutes. I'm packing as much as I can in. I want to get the key message across to you. So my body language portrays. Now, you can't be like that all the time. But remember, we're talking about good communication skills. So it's knowing how to tie in what you're saying with your hands, your eyes, your breathing, the tonality in your face, and also the tonality in your voice as well. And I mean the tension in your face and how you move it, as well as the tone of voice as well. So when we talk about engagement, we can also have vocal engagement. We can have physiological engagement. We can also use language patterns and certain sentences to engage people as well. There's loads of techniques for that. That's another thing. Of course, for me, it's like, how can I teach this in a very compressed way, which is where my system comes in, my CWI system comes in. The third things I've got in there is your style. Now, I'm not talking about your hairstyle or your eyebrow style or the earrings that you're wearing, or, I'm in a t-shirt here. I'm actually talking about your delivery style. Now, there's 4 key delivery styles. Just be aware of that. Now, you may not have heard this before because, I'm going out of focus. Let me come in again, and there I am. So when it comes to delivery styles, actually a lot of people don't realize they're one-dimensional. And the challenge and I was there years ago. I was like, okay, every time I deliver, I have to deliver it a certain way. I come from an engineering background, so I was very much like boom, 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 boom. One of the styles is the messenger, and the messenger delivers facts and information. And if you stay in that zone for too long and it's just information, people get bored. So you've got to learn to change the style and understand what the styles are and see how they impact the person that you're communicating with. So that's number 3. And number 4 here, and it's my last one, of course, is observation. Quite tricky to do when I'm looking in the camera and I can't actually see you. However, when you're communicating at a live event, when you're presenting to one person, one-to-one, to an audience, whether it's in front of a camera on a Zoom meeting, whatever it is, start to learn to observe people's reaction to you. But Dr. O, I was asking about communication skills, good communication examples. Yes, observation is an absolutely essential part of that. In my communication system, I have these 3 key areas: you, them, and the environment in which you're communicating. And the them, part of that is observing the other person, making sure that the person that you're looking at is listening, receiving, engaging, responding, and then accordingly adjusting to whatever they're actually responding to you. So if they're like looking asleep, and you've got to switch very quickly and pivot to a different approach, go back up to engagement. Or if they're really mesmerized by you, you might want to shift them now to a different place in the conversation because you've got a message you want to get across to them. So observation allows you to go back to number 1 and really get your impact across with your clear message. Good. 4 things. Hopefully it was useful. Obviously, want to find out more, check out, look around, find out some of the other stuff I'm doing, and I will see you on my next live.